There we go. Hi everyone, how you doing? My bad. Wave. There you go. How's everyone going? How's everyone doing? Okay, guys, good to see you all. And I'm just sharing this on Facebook, then we'll get it right back at it, guys. Okay, how's everyone doing? There you go. Good morning, guys. Let's see. Back again. I took a nap. I took an hour nap. Now we gotta work. Let's work, people. Let's go. No time for chit chat. A little bit of chit chat. A little chit chat. My name is James Reyes. I am the box office artist. Welcome back to the stream. I was streaming earlier. So a little context. Last night, I think I went to bed around 11, a little bit after 11 a.m. 11 a.m. 11 p.m. last night, and I tried to go. We did go for about an hour and a half or so, 2 hours, and I just felt really tired. So I took a nap, which I did, and I'm back at it. So let's get to work, my friends. Let's get to work. Now I did find my rule when I was drawing this part, because my rule was when I do one side, I was supposed to do the other immediately. And I didn't follow my rules, so now I'm just kind of copying what I did on the one side. I shouldn't have done that. So how's everyone doing? Good morning. Good morning. MC Hobby's got some tea. I'm watching the stream. Ramon's from Brazil. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. You know, I used to have a big fan base in Brazil back in the day. Always wanted to go to that. Was that Comic Con in Brazil? So it's like the next Comic Con. Real Comic Con. Do we have any tips on block shading for different textures? Well, it's hard to say without actually knowing what kind of texture you're going for. clothing. Well, you know, James, at the end of the day, the best thing for clothing is to look at real reference. It's readily available, right? You could always just get clothes and then put them up against the light, like where you would have the light source, and see how they would look. The clothing is one of those things where, when it comes to things like folds, and there's lots going on with clothes, right? It's definitely a lot going on with clothes. So the biggest advice whenever to try to shade clothes is to look at it in real life reference. It's always easier to light clothes at home. So just get yourself a lamp, position the clothes the way it would fold. So it's really tough, you know. Well, thank you, Quill. Thank you. Let's go, Mario. Let's go. Hello, Poopability. How you doing? So for those of you who are new to the stream, again, this is a present I'm making for a friend of mine. But again, will also be a YouTube video at the end of the day. We got something planned for this video, so it's going to be a lot of fun. If I can finish this on time. I'll do my best, guys. I'll do my best. Mr. D, do I have a reference? I do. And what's that reference? You'll actually see that when the video comes out. And I'll actually show you guys all the references I'm looking at here. Personal, how am I doing? I'm doing well, James. Doing well. Thanks for asking. How many hours did this take until now? We just did 2 streams. First one was about 2 hours. The second one was about 2 hours. What, 4 in total so far? $6 a.m. for me. That's right, K-Space. But we were going earlier. This is late, my friend. Late. Again, I'm definitely a morning guy, guys. You guys know that. I'm definitely a morning person. Is that Prime? Dania says no. This is a heavy arms. It's a Gundam. It's a Gundam character called Heavy Arms. This is for a buddy of mine. Yeah. How long did I sleep? About an hour. About an hour. It was a short nap. I feel fresh. But also again, if I had more time, I'd probably do like a full night's sleep for sure. But I don't have time. Mark Michael needs this today. He needs it today. So I am going to try to finish this. I'm hoping. Like I wanted by 9, which is only like 2.5 hours from now. I'll be hard pressed to finish by 9, but we'll see. The good thing is, by the way, I should wake up my son. He has to go to school early today. Yeah, in terms of Inktober, like I did it 2 years in a row. For those of you who are early watchers of my channel, I did do that on this channel. I did 2 years in a row. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing Inktober. Jake Parker, came up with a really fun thing for everyone to do. Jazz always joked, every day. It's more like Ink Year for James. That's right, because because this is how I draw. I'm just doing drawings all year. But I have done it before. So I did it in 2018, 2019, I believe. But then, my goals change and I had other things to work on. So. But it is always fun to do a challenge like that, for sure, guys. Good morning, Huey. How you doing? Is this a random Gundam or related to anime? No, this is Heavy Arms. If you guys have heard of Heavy Arms, it's a very specific Gundam. But again, I'm just adding my own flair to it. So in a way, my own custom, my own drawn custom Gundam. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. James is one of my current goals. So number one, try to build my channel back up again. I'd say that's what me and my team are working very hard on. As you can tell, I've been extremely we've been a little bit more consistent with our uploads recently. Pretty much just, and I'll tell you guys, this is pretty much giving YouTube one last shot. One last shot. YouTube isn't what it was a few years ago, and that's okay. Like things change, you know. So it's like I'm giving YouTube one last big shot if I could do this like just solely as a career for myself, and if not, that's totally fine. It's okay. That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's life, right? I always equate being a YouTuber to like being a musician in that sense, right? You have those that are able to. It's very few people that's able to sustain this for an extremely long time. Extremely long time. And you think about that too. Like some of your favorite YouTubers only 5-10 years ago. Where are they now? Very few of them are still doing YouTube in that sense. Now, some of them went on, and YouTube was like a jumping point to bigger and better things for them. Some of them, they just kind of fell off, and you just don't hear from them anymore. So you have no idea what they're doing. It's very rare that you will see someone that like 5-10 years ago is still doing the same type of things on YouTube and still getting a lot of traction for it. It's very few. Very few. Guys like Dude Perfect, I would say, doing very similar things to what they were doing in the past. Like Phil DeFranco. Phil DeFranco. It's another one. But all those top YouTubers from 5-10 years ago, a lot of them, you don't even know what they're doing now. Like, what are they doing? You don't know. So being an influencer definitely has a shelf life, I guess. Definitely has a shelf life. Oh, Frankie Super with the super chat. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Hope you succeed with YouTube. Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate it. Hey, Mask Plays. How you doing? So let me just pull up a little bit more reference here, my friends. But I do feel a lot better than I did before, so. BB Gun Assassin says, I don't know how to draw it all, so when you move all over the drawing, adding line here and there, and not just doing one part, I have no idea how you're doing that. See the whole picture. There you go. Again, that's definitely experience at the end of the day. I've been doing this for so long, guys. It's like, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, get drawn, Mara. Get drawn. I am customizing this, as you could tell. Like, it's not like 100%. But you see, in a but again, just making my own at this point. Just doing my my thing. Thank you, Mass Place. Thank you. No, please ask all the questions you want, James. Go for it. There you go. Thank you, Hot D. Thank you. So I'm at the point, guys, where I'm contemplating, just doing like a general pass over everything because of timing. Now, if I had all the time in the world, I definitely wouldn't do that. But part of me is like, okay, I just want to do maybe do a general pass over everything, and then go add more detail. Depending on my time, that would be the smarter way to do things. We'll see. We'll see, guys. How do I stay motivated? Deadlines help, and I got a deadline for this. That's why I was like, we gotta work. Speaking of which, did I send this to my friend? Okay, let's see here. Mass loves that I talk to you in the chat. Of course, you guys are here watching me. Like, I really appreciate it. It's like hanging out with buddies, you know? Would I draw another Megazord for Power Rangers? Your Megazords look so awesome. Maybe one day for sure. Like, yeah, you guys know that I absolutely love Power Rangers. I love Power Rangers. What's funny was when I was working in VFX, they were working on the Power Rangers movie, right? You know, the more recent one. And I got excited. I got excited to work on it, but they had me working on a different movie project. It was like an Oscar Isaacs movie, and I was the only matte painter on that movie, so they didn't give me any shots to work on. For the Power Rangers, I was the only fan in that office. I was literally the only fan in that office. I had a poster of my Power Rangers poster on my desk. They didn't give me any shots to work on, so I couldn't say that I worked on it, on that movie. I would love to have said I worked on that movie. What's my favorite saying, guys? It is what it is. Is what it is, my friends. Is what it is. Just looking at some references here, guys, for that section. Dolph says, "Hi James, been a while, so I haven't been keeping you." Oh, that's okay, my friend. I'm always happy when you're here. No problem. Do you get days where you just don't want to, or know what to draw, or how do you push through? Again, it's always deadlines. It has to be deadlines. That's really the only thing that pushes you through when you don't want to draw. For me personally. Because it's a very, very hard thing, you know, trying to draw when you're just not there or into it. Like where you had no choice, right? Like I'll tell you guys this. I don't think I ever told this story before, but I remember one time in college, and I was in a bad breakup with my ex-girlfriend back then, and I had an assignment due class, and that was probably the toughest time I've had trying to get a drawing out on time, because my I just was not into it, because I was thinking about the breakup, But the only thing that got me through that was the fact that I had a hard deadline at the end, right? You had a hard deadline, so you had to do it. You had to do it. Now, when you're in the comic book industry, again, you have a hard deal. When there's consequences for you not finishing, that's the only time like I'm really, really motivated to do the work. When I'm extremely tired, or I got things to do. It's either that, or I actually like really, really love doing it. Love doing the drawing. Like really love doing the drawing. Those are the two main reasons I would push through when I'm tired to finish a drawing. So. And first, I should give Kamen Rider a shot. Right on, for sure. You know what I actually would love to do? The next mech I might actually do next is, after this one, I might do a Voltus 5 one. I've always wanted to do one. About time I cater to my Filipino audience. I'm getting these fruit flies in my house. Wants to be on camera. I'm gonna kill it on camera. Oh, oh, there it is. There we go. I don't know if I killed that on camera. No, I didn't. I killed a fruit fly. Oh, hello, my friend. Just threw in a super chat. 140 yen. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Your 5th super on a live stream. Well, congratulations, my friend. I don't know how to say your name, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I would love to do a Voltus 5 one. For those of you who saw the Filipino series, I actually really like the CG in that series. Really like the way the mech looks. in that series. Looks pretty good. When will I do it? Well, there are a few videos I want to get out of the way first. So probably won't be for a while. But that might be my next Mac, right? So everyone wants to go in with a eraser. I might. And sometimes the pencil behind it, like it kind of masks exactly how much detail you put into something. Whether I want to put more or less. Less. I can't really put less at this point. It's like, is it detailed enough to my liking? That's my question right now. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Octavia says, never seen Heavy Arms look this gorgeous. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being a friend. Oh, oh, oh. Have you guys seen that video? You know, that's one thing about TikTok and everything. Like, the viral video is the guy doing that in front of the kids. The guy singing the Golden Girls theme. The dude, he was there trying to annoy his kids. And he's saying, thank you for being a friend. But the thing was, a lot of people thought he was actually singing. And he's not. He's not. It was actually another artist who sang that. And he was just lip syncing. Right? So when you know. Now, it did turn a lot of attention to that original artist, but a lot of people didn't know that the guy wasn't singing properly. Wasn't actually singing that. No, I don't blame the guy who did that TikTok, the lip sync, for that, because the one that went viral, I think, was on a secondary site. So it wasn't like his account, it was somebody else's account. The viral one, but yeah, it's part of it. You do these detailed drawings and I get ice train is amazing. not really. Well, again, you get used to it. You get used to it. Seeing you collab with another YouTuber would be cool. Help bring new viewers. Yeah, for sure. Like I'm friends with a lot of art YouTubers. You meet a lot over the years. We'll see. Let's see here. Mario wants to draw some mechs. There you go. Aisha wants to buy this Gundam. Right on. Take care, Max, please. There you go. I'll be honest, Sam. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. Do you remember? I don't remember. To remember. Oh, huh? Look at Jonathan. Good to see you, Paul. Good to see you, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. Let's see here. Comic tropes. That's right, Care Bear. Like I've seen comic tropes a lot, for sure. It's a very insightful documentary style videos. James said, if you were self-publishing a comic book, how would you do it? Digital publishing. Well, that's the thing, Jay. Like, I'm definitely more of a traditionalist at heart. So, I don't know if I would do it digitally because I'm not too familiar with it. That's why. I'm not too familiar with how that goes. In terms of the digital world, when it comes to publishing. So, I'm not sure. It's a good question. Because here's the thing with digital, like you're not bound to the size of a traditional comic page. You're not. You can make it really any size you want. But if I were to do it because of the traditionalist in me, I would draw it like how I drew comics before, 11 by 17 paper, all of that. Just didn't put it up digitally, right? It's like, it's hard to say. I don't know the ins and outs of publishing digitally. So, are mechs typically more about the detailed shapes than poses? I still get confused how to give flexibility to a human mech that has a rigid torso. It's both. It's definitely both. For sure. So it all depends on what you're after and the context of it. Are you making just a cool poster? Are you making, something for a comic? Like there's multiple ways to approach it. But I think the pose is just as important as the actual detail of it. So I always say the details is gravy. But for me, like part of this challenge is the amount of detail I put in it. So that's why I did opt to pick a simpler pose. Like could I have done a more dynamic pose? Absolutely. But I wanted to go a little bit simpler because I wanted to show off. I wanted to show off all of the detail on this one. In fact, if you look at all of my most detailed drawing ever, they're all very simple in that sense. Oh, I think my son just woke up. Oh, one second, my friend. 1 second. What time are you going? Are you going now? No? Okay, your lunch is on the table, buddy. 7:30? Okay. Even says your art's is amazing. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. see. Can it mix the Flash and Batman, and Blue Beetle all together? Maybe. Chris asks, when you are drawing your mech, I see you're using different line weights. How do you determine what lines that weight to? I don't know if that makes sense. So no, it absolutely makes sense. Fantastic question too. It's all about edges. So if I think I can wrap my hand around an edge, that's where I'll put a thick line, if that makes sense, okay? And that just helps separate things in space. Like for example, this corner here, this is actually sticking out more than the body, so I would actually put a thicker line around that. Okay. So I would actually, you see me doing here, I'm adding a thicker line. That helps separate. Like this piece here is thick, is actually protruding out, so that's why it has like a thicker line around it, like so. Great question, though. Even wants me to draw Ultraman in the Marvel style. That'd be a lot of fun. I love Ultraman. Oh, that's great, Sam. Congrats. That's great. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick look at some here, and just bear with me. I'm just gonna shrink just a little bit. Let's see here. Dustin, do I like anime songs? Like the ones from Cowboy Bebop, Black Lagoon, and Ghost in the Shell? You know, it's one of those things where I don't really focus on it. Like, you know, like my kids love listening to Ghibli music, for example. I love listening to, like, it's not something I actively go and listen for, if that makes sense. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate it, though. I do appreciate good soundtracks. Like sometimes when I'm in the mood and I want to get hyped, right? Just say I was drawing by myself, I want to get hyped a little bit. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll put on a keynote speech, right, by some of my favorite motivators out there. You guys, you know the classic motivators like Tony Robbins, and currently I'm listening to like a lot of Alex Hormozy, Ed Milet, Tom Bilyeu, like those guys. So I would put on an interview with them, but then I would play a soundtrack behind it. So whether that be a Hans Zimmer soundtrack or the Avengers soundtrack or MCU, like so that you could get an MCU soundtrack as well. So I would do something like that. It really hypes me up when I'm drawing. Do you guys listen to any motivational speakers? And if so, I'd love to hear which ones you listen to. Because that's one thing I would actually love to do one day is do speaking, because you know, I did that talk at Centennial College. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I felt the students really benefited. I've been a college professor for a good 5-6 years now. So to go and motivate the next generation, it's something I would actually love to do. See, James listens to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. Right on. Hi, Ped. Ped listens to Dwayne Johnson. Definitely. Yep, for sure. For sure. Huey likes the Diablo 3 soundtrack. Right on. Chris asks, do I use any other mediums? Not really. Not really. Like, this is just the mediums I'm comfortable with. Like, everyone has their thing. Not saying all comic book artists are like me. Like, again, like you got my guys like my buddy David, who also dabbles in paint. He does like a lot of acrylic work, a lot of watercolor work. Like, I've done watercolor before, inspired by Mr. Alex Ross. So, yeah, it's good to hear, Sam. What's your process when doing 100 or 1,000 characters in one piece? Never did 1,000 characters in one piece. If you know, when I'm saying I'm drawing 1,000 Marvel characters, it's pretty much a compilation of all the multiple character drawings that I've done. But usually, recently, what I've been doing is I would have like 1, 2, or 3 hero characters, right? So like the most important characters, I would draw them as big as I can on that paper. Okay. Now this is good whenever you're trying to do this in a time challenge way. I would draw them as big as I can on the paper, and then drawing all the supporting characters around it. But now they're all small. All the characters around them are small. So that's a good way to keep the time down, because now all the extra characters are tiny. Like, you spend an exorbitant amount of time getting those 3 characters looking right and correct. So now, when you do do the rest of the characters, it will go by a lot faster, just because they're so small on the paper. So Sam had to draw 45 characters on one A4 sheet. Well, it'll be pretty small. A bad company. I haven't seen that before, right? Hulkster loves the music. Yeah, that's right. I'm doing more like a lo-fi type thing. Music. Today, lo-fi. Who would win, Kratos versus Thor? I think I asked, who did I ask about that? I asked Andy Park about that, I think. Oh no, I think I did Kratos versus Hulk. I think I did Kratos versus Hulk. I should have done Kratos versus... It should have been Kratos versus Thanos, but I drew Hulk instead. So, whatever. I would say who would win? The fans! Have I done any work with Todd McFarlane? No. I have not. Target lock! Nobody says target lock. Head first says, I'm doing comic cover for my first ever comic series. 16, struggling a bit. Any advance on illustrating a comic? You know, at your age, the biggest thing is to get it done. That's the biggest thing. Okay? Don't get too much in your head about it. At the end of the day, you know, of course it'd be nice if it gets published eventually, right? But if you're doing your own comic, the most important thing is to learn from the experience. At your age. At your age. So my advice to you is to get it done. You'll learn so much more by getting it done. Okay? And then work on the next one. And then the next one. Like I did a comic book back when I was your age. In high school. And it was a wonderful experience. I think I did actually get an offer to publish it. But, you know, looking back at it now, it's not that great. So it all depends on like how are you gonna release it? How are you gonna release it? What's your plans for it? If you actually want to publish it, like through Image Comics. But you know, Image Comics is non-profit, so that means you know you're gonna have to put some investment into it. You know. So I would say like if you're doing it for the experience, you know, just finish it. Get it done. You want to remake Skygore from Spawn. I'd love to do Skygore. Yeah, and you could post it as a webcomic. Absolutely, you could definitely post it as a webcomic for sure. But here's my biggest advice to you if you're doing a comic. Number one, finish. Number two, once you're done, do it again. Do it again. That would be my biggest advice for you. Okay, to get right back on the horse and do it again. Don't worry about, yeah, you can check your stats on the book and how it's doing. Of course, you should do that. Like that's what everybody does. But I would actually focus more on doing it again and seeing how you can do it better. That's what you should do, especially at your age. Especially at your age, very young, with the whole world ahead of you. Whole world ahead of you. Have you ever thought about doing a Justice versus Avenger piece? Yeah, for sure. That would definitely be a lot of fun. I'm just taking a step back and taking a look at what I've got here so far. Have you done a tutorial on composition? I don't think I have. Question. How important are sketches? Depends on how experienced you are. Definitely. Like I'd opt against going blindly into a drawing. So sketches, like even just a loose sketch, just to figure out where everything goes. Again, to fit if you're drawing traditionally, to fit the paper. Again, you don't have to worry about that if you're drawing on, you're drawing digitally, because you can always resize the canvas and stuff. But in terms of traditional drawing, what happens. Yeah, go for it, Sam. Go for it. Let's see here. Let me. 1 second, my friend. Mark Michael sent me my friend Mark Michael sent me this article. That's pretty funny. I won't talk about it here. We'll talk about it another time. Good stuff. Enjoy your lunch, my friend. How do I draw shadows that look like realistic and not like black tar? Make sure that the shadows follow the rules of drawing in general in terms of, for example, are they going the right direction? Are they following light the way they should be following light? Stuff like that. What should you look at for reference for buildings? Google buildings. That help? Google buildings, man. Google some buildings. Seriously, like, I remember a time where there was no Google, guys. A lot of you can't imagine a time when there was no Google. So as comic artists, when I was learning how to do comics, so I didn't have Google when I was in high school. So what did we do for reference? We would get magazines and like cut them up. And I would have a file folder with references. I would go to the library to look for references, guys. So. Books and references. Books and references, man. Do I use perspective lines? I don't. And let me tell you why. Because I'm highly trained in perspective. So again, if you are new and you haven't really done perspective a lot, I would say put down the grid, put down the lines. And they do help. They definitely do help. Whether you're experienced or not, they do help. But for me personally, it's actually faster for me just to go with my own personal knowledge. Wow, that is super detailed. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Part of me wants to add a bit of depth. How would you draw armor on your characters? Again, that's a tough thing to say without looking at it, but I will say, make it look like a person is actually inside the armor. Okay? Imagine like armor is like a suit, right? So if a person is actually inside, the armor should actually be bigger, slightly bigger than everything else. Okay, so just think about it that way. Maybe that will help you out just a little bit with it. Messi or Ronaldo? I don't watch football that much. World football, not American football. World football. See, I'm with it. I will call it football if you guys call it football. I'll leave that answer up to the chat. You guys tell us, Messi or Ronaldo? Sounds like I might need another nap. No, actually, I feel pretty good. I am a little worried because it's already 7:40. I don't know if I could, how far I could get in 2 hours here. So I'm going to be working on the legs shortly here. Hey, Novi says, I'm your second favorite artist after Jim. That's high praise, my friend. It's very, very high praise. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I will take it. I'll take that any day of the week. I drew a 90s robe. Sweet. Sai Ruvi says, wow. Well, wow. Thanks for being here, my friend. Nico says, wow, your drawing is really cool. Have you ever accidentally spilled coffee on a drawing while you were working on it and ruined it? I think if you look up, I spilled coffee on my drawing. You'll find a video I did where I actually did that. Okay, onto the legs, my friends. Onto the legs. Some legs going here. Like I might go back and detail this part up a little bit more, but let's go to the legs. So that going. So as you can see, I am sketching here. There you go. I live in Canada, by the way. I live in Canada. Sam Plays says, what time is it there? It is 7:21 a.m. in the a.m. 7:21 in the a.m. Little off there, Norin. Little off. I'm in Canada. Have I ever participated in the making of an anime, film, or cartoon about superheroes or mecha? Not animated or cartoon, however. I have worked in film. So I have worked on superhero properties I've worked on. I would say Was Watchmen the only one I worked on? I think Watchmen was the only one I worked on. Oh, and Fantastic Four, Stick, as it was called back in, was it 2014? With Michael B. Jordan. So I think those are the two movies that I worked on. They were actual superhero movies. Yeah, the shadows add depth, right? Definitely do. Okay, take care, James. Thanks for stopping by. It's 3:22 in the UAE. 12:24 in the UK. So lunchtime. How do you draw such beautiful line drawings? Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Okay, take care, buddy. Son is off to school. Guys, just give me a second. I'm just gonna see my son off to school, guys. Just give me 1 minute here, guys. Be right back. BRB. Take a look at what I've done. Hi guys, I'm back again. Back again. Music stop. Put some music back on. Hey, good night, Care Bear. Here's the G pen. What's a G pen? Often used in Japan, but can't draw clean lines like this. I haven't heard of a G pen. Mm-hmm. Norton used Faber-Castell, right on, and India ink. You know, India ink's great because it doesn't fade. I should be using more India ink because, well, the thing is, the only problem with India ink is, more chances of spillage, more chances of um, smudging. Definitely, smudging could be an issue if you don't plan it out correctly. But the upside, much greater upside, like they won't be fading over time. So there's advantages to that for sure. Pencil drawing tomorrow. Competition tomorrow. Any advice? Have fun. That's what I would tell you, man. Sorry, I just saw that. Don't take it too seriously. That's what I'll tell you. Don't take it too seriously. Depending on what kind of prize you get at the end, right? I would just say go there and have fun. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Don't worry about being the other guy. Worry about getting the best drawing you can out. That's what I would tell you. Now, I understand people are competitive. But I believe you're in high school. Like, because even for me, like, I don't like competition drawing. I don't like it. Like that's why you'll never see me do like little art battles and stuff like that. Like some people are like, I'll challenge you to draw whatever. Whatever. You think you can draw better than me? You're probably right. I agree. Don't need to prove it. Yeah, sixth grade there, Sam. Don't take it personally. Just go there and have a good time. That's what I would tell you. Okay, good. Hear about the subject matter. Just lay back, think about it, and then have fun. That's the biggest thing. It's always about having fun, guys. Life's too short. Life's too short to worry about that kind of stuff. Just go there and have a good time, my friend. Music playing again? Let the music stop. I guess I don't know why the music keeps stopping. How do I stop it from seeping into the next page? I tried using paper underneath, but still gets into the next page. Are you drawing in a sketchbook? Is that why? Like, you wouldn't have that problem here. Like, this is like a Bristol board. Like, I don't get that problem at all. But that sounds like a problem you would get like in a sketchbook, or if you're just using like regular paper, like bond paper. So yeah, that's what I would tell you to do. What you already tried, but I'm not sure why that's not working. Just putting an extra sheet of paper underneath. What's your opinion on going to college to pursue an art career of any kind? Inferno, again, coming from a college professor, all right? I teach. I used to teach anyway at an art college. Okay, so coming from an art college professor and talking to my buddy um, Jim Zub, prolific comic writer. Jim Zub worked a lot. Has done a lot of work for Marvel, but he's also a college professor as well. We tell you, right? It all depends on how you learn. It all depends. If you are able to learn on your own, well, like you're able to discipline yourself, you could do the work when you need to do the work. You're willing to put in the hours to study on your own. You don't really need college. You don't need it. You can learn almost anything you need to really learn online these days. However, if you were like me, where I need someone to tell me something is due at this date, at this time, or else, and I needed that, then that's where school is much more helpful. It's much more helpful when you have someone there when you're trying to figure out how to do something. It's much more helpful to put up your hand and ask the teacher, hey, how to do this a lot faster. It's a lot faster than trying to Google it or try to search the answer. Okay? Search for the answer. Especially if it's something niche, okay? Because sometimes it is fast these days doing Google. But so you don't have to sit through all these YouTube videos, like it is faster to learn. Also learning from your peers. So again, it's how you learn. It's how you learn. I would say though, get a course where, it'd be nice to take a course where the ones teaching know what they're doing. They have experience. Okay. So really look into your course. Has the teacher done what you want to do, right? So you want to work for Marvel, then the teacher, of course, you want is the one who was able to get a job at Marvel, right? Or at least a job in comics to begin with. Now, of course, there are exceptions to that rule. Because if not, then your question is, what? Okay, you're paying all this money for school. What are you getting out of it? Like, what skills are you getting out of it that's going to make you better, if any? And if you feel you're going to get some mad skills from it, then yeah, it'll be worth it for sure. But if it's a class where even the teacher's looking off Google too how to teach the class, then you got problems. Like, for example, I'd be aware of a class that relies too much on making you watch YouTube tutorials. The thing is, you paid a lot of money for this class. Then they're making you watch YouTube, right? So it's one of those type of things. Okay, good night. Good night, Dolph. Yep, Hustle says nowadays you can learn a lot through free tutorials and online courses, of course. I had a friend, and this was years ago when I worked in VFX, but a buddy of mine, the very first VFX job I got was a place called, I was working for MGM, and we were working on Stargate. A buddy of mine, he never went to school. He learned on his own in his free time, and he was working there. He was working there on Stargate. Eventually, he went to Sony. He worked on all the Spider-Man movies and stuff like that after. But he was a construction worker. And at nighttime, he would study. So he didn't go to school. He just kind of learned on his own the trade. Mm-hmm. Where's the music playing, guys? Why is it not? I'll refresh. Morning, Thad. What's your thoughts on the new Spider-Man game? Looks fantastic. I don't really play games. I think I told you guys that. But I won't lie. I am tempted to draw all the suits. I am tempted. Got some fantastic suits in there. Oh, that's not very nice, Novi. It's not very nice. I'm sure she worked hard on it. it's one of those things where everyone starts out somewhere, right? It's even an attempt to hold this 5, right? You know, it's like it's not easy. You know, appreciate the attempt. I'm not telling you to, you know, say it's the greatest drawing ever or anything, but you know. Yeah, but still, yeah, I wouldn't have done that. Me personally, Novi, I wouldn't have done that. That's the teacher in me, you know. When did I stop comics? I don't see the comics you illustrate includes Transformers Volume 1. Thank you, Pet. A while ago, guys. A while ago. Something between... Well, I won't say a while ago. I stopped doing it full-time a long time ago. Like 2006, 2007. But, you know, I did do it off and on in the early 2010s. Like, I did do Dark Cybertron for IDW. I did a few things here and there. Nothing wrong with reference, UV. Nothing wrong with reference at all, my friend. In fact, you guys, like I mentioned before, you guys will see the reference I've been using for this. Hopefully this weekend. We'll see if this video comes out this weekend or not. We'll see. Why did I stop comics? The deadlines, Pets? Well, comics is a hard job, guys. It really is. It's a very tough job. Especially when you're starting out. You know, the money isn't that great, and you're definitely overworking yourself. And the life of a freelance artist, it's just hard. Because you're always looking for work. By the meantime, when you're trying to finish your work, you're always reluctant to say no when a project comes your way, because you're not sure when the next project will come. It seems like 3 months of the year you have too much work, and then the rest of the 9 months nobody's even giving you a phone call. So it was like that. It was very volatile, very volatile. So. And at the end of the job of a comic book artist, again, the job of a comic book artist is to tell a story. Okay, that's your job. You know, to do pretty pictures, marketable art. Of course, that's part of it. Of course, it is. But your main job as a comic book artist is to. Your main job as a comic book artist is to tell a story. And I wasn't that great at telling a story. So it wasn't my strong point. So I opted to change careers. If you end up with a bad art teacher and you paid for the course, what should you do? That's hard to say. Like, why are they a bad teacher? I would actually report the teacher. If they're doing something bad, then I would report the teacher to, to the owners of the school or the head office and tell them why you think that you're not getting your money's worth from that teacher. Like, are they skipping classes? Are they, not really doing anything in their class, So I would complain to the program director and let them know. But usually by that time it's too late to get your money back, right? So that's all you could really do in that sense. But also, even before that starts, be very selective in the school that you pick. Again, you're paying tons of money to be in that school. Look at the teacher's credentials. Look at people who went through that program, what they're doing. Try to find out if it's worth it for you. Because again, it's a big commitment. It's a lot of money. You want to throw away that money, Mario wants to be a movie poster artist, right on. I don't know if I'm good enough to be hired as a movie poster artist. Well, it's one of those things, man. You don't really know unless you try. If you try to send your stuff around to movie houses and stuff like that. And again, I would say, if you want to be a movie poster artist, Mario, make sure you're doing more movie posters. You gotta do more movie posters. I haven't checked your page in a while, so I'm not sure if you have a lot of movie poster stuff. I haven't seen it, so. But yeah, that's what I would say, my friend. Yeah. So I would start there, Marl. Start making movie posters. If that's what you want to do. Make some movie posters, my friend. No. And for those of you who want to do movie posters, just not just Mario, remember there's multiple ways to do a movie poster, okay? Like, of course, there's the Drew Struzan way, the giant heads and all that stuff, which is fun. It's my personal preference. That's how I like to do my movie posters. But there's other ways, there's other types of composition. Like, composition is key when it comes to a movie poster, okay? Even more so than the rendering. Even more so than the rendering. Mara says, can I draw them in comic style? Then be realistic or depends? Well, there's multiple ways to do a movie poster there, Mario. Number one, you know, you have to prove that it's marketable. Okay. Like I've seen comic style movie posters. Okay. Again, those are for like Mondo, those type of posters. So I haven't seen that a lot when it comes to actual movie poster art itself. But definitely research. I would say research that up. Look up movie posters for the past, few years. See what's actually working. You know, the ones that are illustrated, like, because there are movie poster artists out there that do more than just movie posters, right? Because I wouldn't even classify movie posters. You want like marketing art. That's what we're really going for here, marketing art, right? And see the different types of styles that people are using. So, like, you could see there's very specific styles people do, right? Hi, Ruby. Hi. How to make things more detailed in my art. Depends what you're drawing. But again, the Sentu 3, before even add, just remember one thing when it comes to detail. Detail, it's gravy, it's extra. It can enhance a drawing, but it could also, it can't fix a drawing. In that sense, if your perspective is bad, your perspective is bad. If your anatomy's bad, your anatomy's bad. Doesn't matter how many lines you add to it or how much gack, as I put it here, you add to it. If the structure isn't sound, then it doesn't matter how many lines you add to something. Okay. So before I give you the advice on detailing, make sure all of that is sound first. Okay. Your drawing should work whether there's those extra lines or not. Okay, it should work whether there's extra lines or not. So keep that in mind. But I would also say, keep the detail to the joints. I mentioned this earlier. Keep the detail to the joints. Okay, keep like a more concentrated bits of detail where the joints are. And then for the bigger plating, body parts, you don't need to add as much. You don't really need to. Hey, take care, Mario. Thanks for stopping by. Can't polish a turd. That's right, Hustle. There you go. How do I plan my drawings? Oh, man, I want to get coffee too, Novi. I keep my coffee too. I'm going to be working on this until roughly... Okay, I do have a hard out in an hour, guys. I do have a hard out in an hour. the characters from Avengers Endgame. Well, I kind of did that already. I think I did that already. Here, Ruby. Actually, you know, now I think about it, I think that video is privated. So, but I can fix it now. So I just realized I can fix it now. I privated that video because I got a copyright claim for the music, which really sucks because that video, the video had a substantial amount of views for something that was live and almost 24 hours long. So. And a part of me, I want to draw this part of the leg. However, I think I better draw the guns first. See these big guns here? Because they're overlapping, and like even here, I'm afraid I drew too much of this that interferes with the gun. So I might not do the knee pads yet. Yeah, I think I might hold off on the knee pads here, guys. I'm gonna hold off. Just racing here just to see what I got. And Inferno suggested that I do an Avengers Endgame piece, but for Power Rangers. I'd love to do that. I would absolutely love. You wouldn't understand how much I would love to do that. However, it's one of those things where it needs to be worth my time. And that would take an exorbitant amount of time for me to do. And it's a very big risk for me to do without a guarantee that it will work. So as much as I would love to do that now, like if my audience was all Power Rangers, I would definitely do that. I would definitely do that right now. But I'm more like, I don't know. How big is my paper? The Sean to 3. It's 2 11 by 17 pieces of paper. So that would make the size 22 by 17. 22 inches by 17 inches. So Hi, Shadow Threat. How are you? Have I used AI anywhere before? Answer is no, I haven't. What do you start to draw a character from? Body, head, arms, or legs? Sam asks. Head first. Head. I usually start with a head for the most part, for most characters. Hello. I can't read your name, but hello. Oh, Joseph Lim says, just threw in a super chat. Thank you, my friend. Says, good day to you, James. You are the best. Well, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Okay, my friends. I might have to wrap this up right now, and I'll tell you why. I was planning on going till 9, but I just realized there's some things I gotta do. I don't know if I'm gonna be finishing this online, streaming, okay? But this will be finished today, but I don't know if I'm gonna finish this streaming or not. Hit the bell if you guys wanna watch, but you will see the full final image, God willing, this weekend, okay? God willing, this weekend, all right? So we're getting there. We're getting there, just the legs. I need to do the these ones here, which was gonna take a bit of time. But in terms of doing this part, I see an opportunity, I take it. I see an opportunity, I take it. You know, it is what it is for this part here. So I'm gonna keep going with this. And hit the bell, guys, if you want to see if I continue this or not on this channel. Please do join me. I love having you guys on here, helping me finish this off. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I love you all, whether you were here for the early stream or the later stream. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. I will talk to you guys soon. All right, and look out for this video. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen already, I put up a new video yesterday. A brand new video yesterday about my journey becoming a YouTuber, but also I recreate Avengers #4 cover. So check that out if you guys have the time. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.